Hi guys, I'm Kyle with WeTaughtYou.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a Switchblade street legal. Okay, so things you will need. 1 Switchblade and Allen wrenches according to the size matching the pins that need to be removed on said Switchblade. For me, I only have 3 pins. We got 1 right there and 2 here. These 2 just hold the outer body casing together, and this one actually holds the pivot for the blade. So you have to be careful. If you over tighten that, your blade won't swing as nicely and you won't even be able to flip it out like that with your thumb. So keep that in mind. First, what you're going to need to do is pretty much pop your Switchblade open using the button, therefore releasing the pressure inside from the pin that's hidden inside the handle. So next, what you're going to need to do is remove the pins. So let's do so. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is place your screws in a safe place, off to the side on the desk, somewhere where you're not going to lose them. We're going to put them there for now. Next, you're going to want to carefully pull your handle apart. Mine comes off fairly easily. Put it to the side. Now what you're going to want to not do is touch in here where it's all oiled up. This is also the way that you would have to open your knife to grease it, for instance, if your knife blade is not spinning properly and you have not over tightened your pivot screw. So basically, try not to touch that. If it's all dirty and there's not really any shiny oil in there, you probably need to oil it anyways, so it's a good thing that you opened it up. But what you're going to look for is a little bar like this. Okay, this bar in here gets pushed back like this on the other side of this pin. I can't do it with my fingers because it's really, really strong. So this bar gets clipped back behind this piece, and when you press in the button, if you look, that piece will come down right here. I'll show you from this angle, right there. See how the button goes down? Therefore, when you press it down, it releases this and flings it forward and makes your blade spin out. So, this all you need to do is pull that metal piece out. It can be in different locations for different knives. Every knife is obviously going to be different, but for me, it's pretty simple and it's right there. So you might want to use something to pry this out because it could be in there pretty tight. I'm going to just use the Allen wrench here and pull it out. Try not to damage the pin or the casing of the knife while doing so. You may want to wiggle it back and forth. As you see, I pulled mine out by wiggling it back and forth. Now what you're going to want to do is put this pin in a safe spot. You don't want to lose this. Just in case you ever want to re-enable your Switchblade and show your friends, I'd say keep that piece. Next, you're just going to want to put it back together. Now remember, you opened it up with the knife blade extended and released, so you're going to want to put it together the same way. So we're just going to line the pins up like this. Put the screws back in. Be sure not to over tighten them, especially this piece up here, the one that is the pivot screw for your blade. And not too tight there. Again, I over tighten mine. As you can see, it's very hard to spin this blade, so I'm going to want to loosen this. That's why you check. That is about right. It's still a little bit looser than I want it, so I'm going to tighten it a little bit. This is the same way that you're just going to use to adjust your knife blade. Test it out. Make sure it all still works. Make sure it locks in place. Make sure it locks coming out. It's not going to move on you there. And that's how you disable a Switchblade and make it street legal. Now you won't have any pesky cops bothering you and trying to arrest you for carrying this guy.